for getting this far. You are now on to the expert level data analysis. So what we're going to look at is trying to complete this table here, where we're going to find the count and the average scores for each subject by house. So we're going to start with the count. I'm going to get a count of how many people appear in each house. So I'm going to start by typing equals count, looking in a very similar way to it before, but now I'm going to write equals count if, and that's going to count if I meet a certain criteria. I'm going to open the brackets, select the range of houses over here. So select this range here. That's the start. I'm going to click comma, and then it tells me, and it's always useful, this little sort of hint. If you press this, it gives you a bit more information. Criterion. I need to work out what to test against. I want to count if the house over here is, in this case, Albans. So I click here, and it's now going to put Albans in. Close my brackets, press enter, and it counts, and there are 5 Albans. I know that that is correct. Now, at this point, I could drag it down. If it autofills, say no, because if I do, it's not going to work. Let's just have a look at why. Drag all the way down. It looks like it might have worked, but these lower numbers are quite small. And actually, I'm looking at a bit more detail. If you click on a formula, it actually shows you, if I close this, the orange bit here is what this is, and H10 is what it's looking at. And if I look at the one below, what I would expect is that I'm still looking at the same house data, and I'm now looking at Allenby. Now I am looking at Allenby, but this house data has moved down. When I dragged it down, it moved everything down with it. Tried to be a bit too clever. So what I want to do is to tell Sheets that I don't want to drag that orange range down. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to the orange range. And the way I do that in Excel is I use a dollar sign. I'm going to put $B, $3, $B, $62. The reason I have to put so many is each dollar tells me I don't want to move that particular row or column. So the first dollar says I don't want B to change if I go across. The 3 tells I don't want 3 to change if I go down, which is the important one here. If I do that and click enter, and then I need to re-drag down that formula. Now I get all of the correct values. It's much more even. And I've now got a count of all the houses. Now I can apply a similar thing to an average. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go equals average if, and this time I have more criteria. I look at this criteria range, criterion, same as the count, and then the range I actually want to find the average of. So criteria range, still going to be the house. I'm going to go down here, comma. I want to check Albans, and then I want to find the average of geography. So I'm going to drag down here and select all of the geography data. Close brackets. That will work for there, but I now need to put a suitable amount of dollar signs on to try and make this work if I drag it down the column, and also if I drag it across, because now geography, history, maths, science is in the same order. So let's think about the house bit first, B3 to B62. In a minute, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to think where I might need to put my dollars. What do I want here? Do I want this to move when I go across, down, or neither? So pause the video, have a little think. Good. So the answer at this point is we actually need to put a dollar in all of them, because I'm going to drag down and across, and I don't want this to ever move. I want it to always look at this data here. So I'm going to put dollars in front of all of them. For the house, what I want here is when I drag down, I want this house column, this house row to go down. But when I drag across, I don't want it to change. Have a think about where I put the dollar for that. So pause now. And hopefully after thinking about that, you came to the conclusion of putting the dollar in front of the H. That now means that the H, the column, won't change. Same thing now with this one. When I scroll down, I don't want this to change. But when I go across, I do, because I want to do geography, then history, then maths, then science. So pause the video, have a think. What I want to do here is to put the dollar after the before the 3 and before the 62. And now if I hit enter, I can drag across and down. You have to go across then down. You can't do the make the formula go in all of them. But now if I pick a random one, let's take maths here and I click, let's see what it's looking at. It's looking at the house column looks right, the orange, the maths column looks right, and it's checking Haley. So it seems to be doing the right thing. I actually pre-populated this, so if I select all of them, you may have a whole load of decimal places. A reminder that you can use these values to try and make the decimal places all line up. And then one final thing I'd suggest here is to put some conditional formatting on. Let's make this quick to look at. So I'm going to select there, format, conditional formatting. If I do that, we can see very quickly here, Lawrence in maths did very well. Trev in geography, less well. So I can get a lot of information from that sheet straight away. You have now got to the end of the Google Sheets course. Do have a go at the rest of the questions and have a play. Try things. You should have a lot of knowledge now, so you can really start to play with these functions and see what they do. Well done.